too. Oh, happy shepherd. Happy spring. Just have a look at this happy spring. How happy is it? Oh. Sit here. Sit here. That's good. Oh, hello, Mooney. Excuse me. I'll need the chair just for a bit longer. Don't mind. Okay. Oh, let us continue. Let us continue. Okay. Sick then, for this is also sooth, no word of theirs, the cold star bane has clown and rent their hearts in twain, and dead is all the human truth. So we have two words here. We have the word truth and the word sooth and dream. That's three words. Okay. So dream on one hand, truth on another hand, and in between is the sooth, as in soothsayer. Truth. Sooth is truth. Herbal tea, good for you. So what is here? Don't seek the word. So we say words alone are certain good. If some if some kings are remembered, it's only because someone wrote about them. Only thanks to words. But not all words are good, he says. There are words that are wrong words, not real words. The word of the scientist, of someone who believes he is seeking truth when really just breeding more and more dreams, is the cold star bane. What is it? Cold star bane. So bane, well, like it is horrible. It's killing stars. So they follow stars, they examine stars, but in such way that their knowledge is dead. The knowledge they get can kill stars. Same as the kings of the old time are dead, not only in the sense not being alive, but in the sense that their stories of no one is interested. And the same, they can kill stars by turning them into just a line of numbers, maybe. But also, I forgot. I meant to say maybe that on one hand they study stars, but at the same time they kill stars. They want to become more like stars, but instead they just kill stars. You know what I mean? No, I have no idea what you mean. But as a space pilot, I can tell you that yes, there is knowledge which can destroy stars, quite literally. And imagine the power which can kill stars. And again, it doesn't matter if you think about it in a physical way, like how do you kill a real star, if there's such a thing as a real star. I've seen many. Or if you think about it metaphorically, or like a star is your starry eyes, your curiosity, and what makes you alive and interested in life. Or if you think about it mythically, like a star, how do you kill a star, like how do you kill a god, maybe. It doesn't matter which way, either way you need a great source of energy, right? I suppose so, but I'm no expert. I tell you, you need a very great deal of energy to kill a star in any meaning of the word. And now that same power, that would be enough to kill a star. Here, it's applied against your heart. Imagine a star and your heart. So he says, this knowledge can kill a star. It can you as easily can kill your humanness, can kill you being alive, a real being. Well, anyway, it spoils you a lot, kills you. And that is all the human truth. Their hearts are in two parts, in twain. They're between infinity and infinity maybe, or they're between seeking after hard facts, but at the same time going deeper and deeper into dreams maybe. That is all the human truth. So again we repeat the word dead. Human truth. So that again, different kinds of truth. Big great truth here in the beginning, little truth, but human truth. Because there's one truth of fact, which usually isn't very true, and another truth, the only real truth, he says, there is no truth saving in thine own heart. Only in your heart is the real truth which you can ever get, understand, love, whatever. And that truth in them is dead, and that's the only truth. So they know no truth. Yeah, that happens a lot to people, I know. They just try to pursue some more and more abstract things, and get more and more like fact-driven, what can we say? And they forget about being human. Very sad, but it happens. Yeah. And so what do you do? What do you do? Oh, okay, you can't go back to the happy world of Arcady because it's dead. You can't try to be a great hero because no one is interested in your deeds, no one will remember them. You shouldn't go into science because science, what is science? Today it's true, tomorrow there's something new is true. Today you believe the earth is round, the next day you believe the earth is hollow or flat or something else. You know, how it changes all the time. Another little discovery and all the old theories, just they're nothing. So science is nothing, he says. There's no truth in it. And it can kill you. You can become a fanatic. And then there will be no you anymore. So what do you do? What do you do? Can you read it, please? Okay, he says, go gather by the humming sea some twisted echo-harboring shell, and to it sleeps thy story tell, and then thy comfortables will be. What are they? The shells? So, go. Now that's an instruction. Go. 1, 2. Go gather by the humming sea. Okay, now we have something interesting. We have the sea, which is humming. So the sea humming. The sea is, I guess it's the sea of time, because we talk about time here. We talk about time here. So you don't try to dive into it, because it's stormy, it's big, it's powerful, it can destroy you. It destroys planets, it destroys stars. It destroys galaxies. Time. But if you don't try to go right into it and across it, you stand by it on the shore of infinity. That's as close as you can get to it without being hurt and killed and torn apart. And then gather there some twisted. So again, twisted. Why twisted? Why twisted? Well, because it's changing things, whirling things, cracked tune, stammering schoolboy, things like that. So when you come to infinity, it's like a natural force which doesn't go in straight lines. I mean, there are forces that do go in straight line, I presume, but here we talk about whirlpools, and really you should look at it, check it out, because whirlpools are very crazy science. It's a few things you can't predict. There are too many variables in it for, well, at least for today's science. You can't really predict how the water is going to flow, and in a river, in a sea, in the ocean, all the little turbulences. Same as you can't really predict clouds or things like that. So it's a very interesting. There are some interesting people in it. Victor, I think some funny guy who is not. Well, anyway, you go look into it, and the science of whirlpools. Ah, that is crazy. It's related to fractals. Just have a look at it. It's interesting. Okay. Anyway. Whirling ways of stars. Again, whirling ways. On one hand, whirling from our point of view, because they go across the sky or they fly across the universe, but at the same time whirling, which connects us to this great whirlpool of time, again telling us that the stars can die and will die. Okay, and here twisted shell, because how do you connect with infinity if infinity is turbulent and twisted and whirling? By using something of the same kind. A twisted shell. That's how you talk to infinity. Oh, that's the only way to get in some contact with infinity, by using something not straightforward. Yeah, because life is hardly ever straightforward. Some twisted echo harboring shell. Echo harboring. Echo harboring should also be very interesting. So it can reply, but it replies with an echo which is sort of just repeating back to you what you say. So on one hand it talks to you, at the same time it only tells you what you say into it, which is really how we interact with what's around us. We think we get some answer, but in most cases what we get is an echo of ourselves, again by the reasons we discussed a bit earlier, how we have to edit whatever incoming signal we get just to make some sense of it. Right. To its lips thy story tell. Usually you say tell into someone's ear your story. Here is a crazy conjunction. Here you tell your story into lips instead of telling your story into ear. So on one hand it's a little bit like mwah, mwah, kissing, or maybe it's just the twisted ways you connect with infinity because it's never straight? I don't know. I don't know. Well, again, if you just think about a shell, a twisted shell, then of course it looks like lips. To its lips thy story tell, and they thy comforters will be. So a shell here is something that is a mediator, something that is between you and infinity. Because again, you can't connect to infinity directly. It's this stormy sea. You can't just go into it really. And you can tell your story. Infinity is interested in your story somehow. And the shell is somewhere between. A shell belongs to the sea, but you find it on the shore. So that's somewhere in between. That's how we can talk to infinity. And again, of course, a shell. What is a shell? It's like a shelter. I don't know. It's well, anyway, you find your medium. You find your medium of talking to infinity. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's architecture, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's gardening. You find your shell. And again, they say it doesn't mean you'll remain in infinity. No, it doesn't mean you'll get an answer, but they will hear you and they will be your comforters. You'll die anyway, but you'll be happy. And who can understand you? Infinity. Because if it's not infinity, then it's finite. And if it's finite, you're infinite. Your heart is infinite. Then, of course, no one can understand you. Only infinity directly. Oh, God, as you may say if you're religious, or force, or spirit, depending on your views, but I guess you know what we're talking about. Infinity can understand you, can hear you. Rewarding in melodious guile thy fretful words a little while, till they shall sink in fade and roof and die a pearly brotherhood. Okay. Maybe it means that our story is like little pearls, and each story is a little pearl. There's a brotherhood of pearls. Maybe. So what we say into infinity may be fretful. Oh, snow. Let me just show you some snow, because it's lovely. Oh, thank you, Mark. We've never seen snow before. Oh, just look at snow. Can you see it snowing? Can you see it? You can't see it. Can you see it snowing? Isn't it fantastic? Happy snow. No. Anyway, back to it. So your words might not be beautiful to you. You may think, oh, they're fretful, they are incoherent. I'm not a poet, I'm just telling my story. But to infinity, that is beautiful, because infinity loves variety, infinity loves your truth, which is in your heart. And infinity needs all sorts of income, because it's infinite. For words alone a certain good, sing them, for this is also sooth. So what can you do in your life meaningfully? all you can do, he says, words alone are certain good, only words. You can sing your heart by doing what you love to do, by telling your life story. And you know, a story needs a beginning, a middle, at the end. A good story needs a good drama, doesn't it? So if your story has fretful words in it, more snow. If your story has fretful words in it, that makes it more beautiful. Because who likes listening to a story where, oh, they lived very happily, and then they lived very happily, and then nothing happened, and then they were happy some more, and then they were happy. It's not a very interesting story, is it? And the only way you can express yourself, he says, is by singing your heart. Again, by doing what you love to do, by maybe gardening, maybe cooking, maybe bringing up children, maybe, I don't know, looking after hamsters, something. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Maybe by being a very good plumber. Sing your heart rather than follow a program, rather than try to reach some cold, star-killing facts which are not yours anyway. Not yours. So the only truth is in your heart, and if you sing it, then this is also truth or real truth. Phew. And then we come to the conclusion, the last part. And again, it says the song of the happy shepherd, but we don't really see him at all. And that's the first time when we have the narrator, I must be gone. So, well, I don't know, it doesn't sound very happy, you know, the song of the happy shepherd. He only talks about death and how things get destroyed. But, you may think, but, he says, yes, the things get destroyed, but if we are not interested that much in things, then it may change again. Things get destroyed, but no things cannot be destroyed. So we get rid of all we can, and what has to stay will stay. I must be gone. Even I must be gone. I as a narrator, but maybe I as ego. Maybe I as ego. I must be gone. There is a grave where daffodil and lily wave. Okay, so it's the song of the happy shepherd, and we talk about death, time, dead, destruction, dead, nothing's forever, dead, I must be gone, there's a grave. Oh, what a happy song, really. I must be gone, there is a grave where daffodil and lily wave. Oh dear. Now he goes to a grave. What is that grave? The grave of Arcady, where daffodil and lily wave. Why daffodil? Why lily? Well, they are wild flowers and they're very beautiful. So he says, I don't want to kill stars, I don't want to hang out with clever scientists. I'd rather go kind of back to Arcady, but it's dead. But I'll see what is left there. So on the grave of Arcady, daffodils are growing. Maybe does he mean that Wordsworth poem about daffodils, maybe. Daffodil and lily, or maybe it's some other symbol, or maybe it's just he loves the flowers. It's hard for me to imagine daffodils and lilies next to each other, but maybe I'm wrong. Although they're kind of different flowers, energetically speaking. Daffodil is like a simple flower and it's happy. But maybe daffodils are also related to death because they're yellow. And lily is very definitely related to death. Wow, lily has lots of symbolism in it. Well, anyway, what we can see here is that he doesn't want to sit in some library or laboratory or go and try to conquer the universe. He goes out to some quiet place with flowers. I would please a hapless fawn buried under the sleepy ground with mirthful song before the dawn. Oh, so let's put it straight. Hey, that's night time before the dawn. And he goes to the grave to sing. Well, he says sing, then for this is also sooth. So maybe what he means here, again, he goes to the grave of Arcady, of happy, dreaming past, which we still need. We still need it. We kind of discarded it, but we realize we still need it. And he says, I will sing, but what is that song? Why write all this big poem to come to this point? The song is not any song, the song of his heart. And that's the only truth. He will, and it's mirthful, it's happy. He comes to the fawn, who again belongs to Arcady, buried there, but the ground is sleepy. Maybe it's not dead, maybe it's just sleeping. Maybe his song can bring him back. Let's see. With mirthful songs before the dawn, his shouting days with mirth are crowned. And still I dream he treads the lawn, walking ghostly in the dew, pierced by my glad singing through. So what happens here? Very interesting. Factually, technically, this fawn is dead below ground in a grave, but as he describes his vision, we can see it too, and as we can see it, it becomes real. So here, it's two realities kind of overlapping. The reality where the fawn is dead and the reality where the fawn is not dead. And we are in between. And we can choose which reality to make more real by paying attention to it, by directing our energy to it. We can see, still I dream, and we talk about dreams, how the old world of happiness apparently was all related to dreaming rather than science, logic. And so he says, I dream. He turns alone, walking ghostly in the dew, and we can see it. It's beautiful. This before the dawn, before the first rays of the morning. Yeah. So we wait for the new beginning. We wait for the morning. At the moment, we are in the dark. Yeah, culturally or spiritually or whatever way you put it. He says, but we can, it's a magical time, and we can see ghosts, dreams. Still I dream, tramped alone, walking ghostly in the dew, pierced by my glad singing throat. My songs of older, dreamy youth. So what is he singing about? Of old earth, where the form Arcady, where they belong. Dreamy youth. Again, now we talk about people, how your youth can be dreamy, because obviously when we talk about history things, we talk about you, your life, how we see your life. So here he says, at the beginning you were curious, you were sincere, you were dreaming. Now your childhood is dead. Now you became so very serious, you think you're so clever, but in seeking to be clever, you forgot to be human. And I, the poet, I'm coming back to the grave of your childhood, and I do my best to make you alive again by my happy songs. It's not about me, it's not about some old times, it's not about sciences, who cares? You do what you like. If you like science, then do science, it's better. She dreams not now, dream thou. You are responsible for it. It's your job to dream. No one can dream for you. For fair are poppies on the brow. Dream, dream, for this is also sooth. So now we have another flower. We had daffodil and lily, related to death apparently, in this context. And now we have poppies, and again, oh, poppies. It's a very intensive. When you say poppy, it's so strong. It's bright red flower, red and black, that is striking, really striking. Then of course a poppy is related to dreams, but also to death. Yeah. Yes, you know that poppies are related to dreams and to death and to blood. So fair poppies on the brow. Dream, dream. Well, this is also sooth. So that is crazy. He says, there are poppies on the brow. Whose brow? Your brow, my brow, the world's brow. But on your head, then your head is crowned by dreams. Poppy is like dream, which is very close to death. So here, really should give you some shivers. That line should give you shivers. So you're dead, but at the same time you're dreaming. Maybe you're dreaming but you don't know you're dead, or maybe you're dying so you're dreaming. How do you know if you're not dead? There's no way to know if you're not dead. Excuse me, how about I think therefore I am? Then it doesn't matter if it's just a big hallucination, it's real for you. I wouldn't say it's a hallucination. Oh well, anyway, this is creepy. It says all things die, your body being a thing will die, the planet will die, the stars will die, all will die, but in the meantime you can dream. And thus he says that dreams are as powerful as time, both related to death, of course. And just every line is so turbulent. Just feel it. Every line is really deep. Every line is a statement. She dreams not now, dream thou. I will not dream for you. The world will not dream for you. Reality will not dream for you. You should dream for it. And do it from your heart, because there is no truth saving in thine own heart. You know? So that's a very important, very interesting, very beautiful poem, which takes us out from the world of petty affairs, which asks us or makes us remember our truth, what is important, what is, what is, what is. Okay, you may or may not agree with the conclusion, it's up to you. But if you thought that tomorrow's weather was important, or who's the president, or whatever, then maybe you should think again. Okay, thank you for joining us. I'll be happy to hear your ideas, thoughts, comments. So see you later. Happy spring. Just have a look at this. Happy spring. Spring. Oh yeah, happy spring.